Okay, so now what we're going to start with is we're going to start with bass lines. Now, as I said in the introduction, this lesson is really going to be predominantly about bass lines. And the reason for that is that if you don't have that left hand solid, then forget it. The whole shooting match is over. Like, you're just not going to be able to do anything in the right hand. You won't be able to, like, improvise. It's probably going to be even difficult for you to be able to move in between chords and comp chords up here, right? So, and I know this from experience because when I was younger, I used to do a lot of gigs, like in my teens, when I was in high school, and even after that, in which there was no bass player. So I really had to get a solid left hand. And I could tell you, like, what a transformation that makes in your playing when you have that solid left hand. So if you're going to play this slow blues stuff, right, and I'm thinking, of course, you doing it solo piano, not necessarily doing it with the band. If you're playing with a band, then you can be playing these chords in the left hand, you know, and then doing stuff in the right hand, okay? So I'm talking about doing this more solo piano. If you do play with a band, these techniques are also useful. You'll also find that sometimes, you know, for one reason or another, the bass player doesn't show up, you know, car broke down. You, as the keyboard player, is the de facto second call if the bass player is not there, all right? And if you've already played gigs, you probably have already seen that. All right, if you get a start and the bass player is in there, hey, all right, keyboard player can play the bass line, all right? So you have to make sure that you know how to play these bass lines. So we're going to go through. I got a bunch of different bass lines here. Let's start with letter A. Let me just play it for you. So here we go. Now, one of the challenges you're going to have with these bass lines is fingering. Now, what I've done is I've gone in and I've written out fingering for every single bass line that we're going to talk about in this lesson, okay? And remember, this is just part one. Part two, I will get into putting it all together. I'm going to show you a little bit of, like, the chords in the right hand today so you can at least start, you know, putting this stuff together. But I'd like you to focus just on the bass lines. All right, so this is on a B-flat 7 chord. This kind of stuff is taken right off of records. So I was listening to T-Bone Walker this morning, and I transcribed this exact same bass line. So these are very legit bass lines that you will see and hear performed on gigs. All right, so it's a B-flat 7. It's the root, the third, and then it goes up to the fourth, which is interesting. It's like kind of like a passing tone between the third and the fifth. And then fifth, then to the sixth, and then back to the root. So basically, it's all these notes. It's almost like a pentatonic scale, all right? Except instead of the ninth, it's using the fourth. But again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes, like a pentatonic scale. Fingering-wise, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing 5, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you see how I went from 2 to 4. So I did 2, then 4. Now, that's just one finger. You're going to see when I get down to, I think, the letter D, I have a different fingering for that one. So you can see there's a couple of options. You could also do this. It's a little bit more challenging. So you go 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. 5, 3, 2, 1, 2. So whichever one is easier for you. And you know, you'll notice when I'm playing this stuff, I kind of go back and forth on the fingering as well. So I keep my fingering very dynamic. So try playing that along with me. I'm going to play it very slow. Thanks for taking a look at this video. If you'd like to be notified the next time I release free content on YouTube, you can click on the subscribe button on this page. It's absolutely free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, if you'd like to study with me for free for 30 days, click on the Piano Success Playbook in the bottom left-hand side, and you'll get 30 days of lessons absolutely free of charge. I look forward to working with you in the next lesson.